All right, what's up? What's up, everybody? What's popping? All right, let me test my mics real good. Are we good? Testing one, two, mic check. We on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Where we at? TikTok. Where we at? We on TikTok. All of these beautiful things. I'm going to share some stuff with y'all. Again, if y'all know, please share this out always to this the House of Consciousness. Please share this out. Um, please share this out to my brother Ankh, Jabari, whoever, right? Because I'm going to have some fun, y'all. So bear with me. And please, people, if you are up with me, please jump on a cipher with me. Okay. So please, let's get these likes and shares up. Our people are the worst of the worst, man. So listen, we got to do better than this, people. We got to do better. So please, people, do me a favor, fact check everything that I'm talking about. Fact check it, fact check it, fact check it, fact check it. If you're on TikTok, please send us out on TikTok and disprove what I'm saying step by step. Let's go.
Let them drums rip. Yeah, turn my voice up a little bit. I don't deal with silly shit. I am not illiterate. Gun clapper, street rapper. This is what you dealing with. Boom back, you rap. Only the real feeling it. Truth, I'm revealing it. Be fine dealing with others, but
It's midnight, baby.
let them drums rip. Woo! Yeah, turn my voice up a little bit. I don't deal with silly shit. I am not illiterate. Gun clapper, street rapper. This is what you dealing with. Boom back, you rap. Only the real feeling it. Truth, I'm revealing it. Be fine dealing with others, but they break to the beat and make a meal of it. I'm the quiet type banana clip.
Come on the feed, Stan. Where you at, Stan? Hit the link.
Yeah, turn my voice up a little bit. I don't deal with silly shit. I am not illiterate. Gun clapper, street rapper. This is what you dealing with. Boom back, you rap. Only the real feeling it. Truth, I'm revealing it. Be fine dealing with others, but they break to the beat and make a meal of it. I'm the quiet type banana clip. I'm concealing it. You can point you with the banana and still feeling it. Hit the captain in America. No time for shielding it. They crew got Nick with the fury. I'm real with it. Flow so thick I should be healing it. But instead I'm on the German artifacts wheeling it. You heard these millionaires. Now here a skillionaire. Rich with the skill in the club. People I drill them there. Yeah, savage. Hand them out. No silverware. True legend. No jewels. Black gorilla wear. Yeah, where them skills at? I'm a drill that. Too many rappers claiming OG and still whack. They sleeping. And you can see how they act. Red pill, blue pill. I get the red pill back. So I hear what they mumble about me when it don't penetrate. Yo, too many rappers claiming
I hate what they mumble about me, baby.
They sleeping. And you can see how they act. Red pill, blue pill. I get the red pill back. So I hear what they mumble about me when it don't penetrate. Young rappers wanna be large and this whoever's fake. Me, I'm a legend, been busting weapons since 88. Blast off the top of your dome. Let it generate. Skills I will demonstrate. Lyrical rap heavyweight. You ain't never heard of this teaching. Your bitches hella late. You better wait. KRS will never fake. That whack shit the style the culture I'll never make. That boom bap raw speak I will generate. I say it.
You heard what he said? That whack shit that y'all be promoting out here. I ain't gonna never sell out the culture, baby. Let's go.
Like you heard of this teaching. Your bitches hella late. You better wait. KRS will never fake. That whack shit the style the culture I'll never make.
One more time.
The top of your dome, let it generate. Skills I will demonstrate. Lyrical rap heavyweight. You ain't never heard of this teaching. Your bitches hella late. You better wait. KRS never fake. That whack shit the style the culture I'll never make. That boom bap raw speak I will generate. I stay ahead. Like you 8 o'clock, I'm 10 to 8. I got ends to make with the bass kicking. These rap turkeys are fishing for beef for stage chicken. My rhyme style finger licking, keep mixing, no quitting. No need for a vacation. You tripping, top ticking. I'ma spit this right like handcuffs. You gotta see this shit is tight.
You gotta see this shit is tight, Stan. This shit is tight. I'm just coming in, baby. Facts over feelings. Purpose over paper. Okay? Principles over personality, baby.
I'm ready, I'm about to begin. You've been living without, but try living within. You heard these others speak, but I am not them. They talk paper, but here's what I do with the pen. Sword in the air, I don't fear anybody. We was criminal minded when
When
they
they was on the potty.
Been spiritual minded, the devil can't lock me. Been political minded, no, they can't lock me. This is an original, not a copy. Me and the mic, we go together like saltfish with Aki. Mash up any jam, any club, any party. Same shoes, same views, black tea and Nazi. You could be stoned and you still can't rock me. You could be wood and you can't stand rock me. Prophecy fulfilled and they still want to mock me. Behold, it's obvious the universe got me. Still, that's my credential. When my words get sentimental, they turn sentimental. No, I will not be gentle. Most rappers the followers, the only thing they led was a pencil. Money won't defend you when I A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, and N, U.
Ooh.
Hardcore shit, that DJ and MC and tagging, breaking
Listen
on
up.
the floor shit. Street lyric, you heard it, I never lost it.
Yasin Bey, I'm bringing you more shit.
Ooh.
You know who Yasin Bey is?
I'm that bullshit,
Oh, yeah, baby.
bullshit, that DJ and MC and tagging, breaking on the floor shit. Street lyric, you heard it, I never lost it.
Yasin Bey, I'm bringing you more shit. One more time, they ain't get it.
MC and tagging, breaking on the floor shit. Street lyric, you heard it, I never lost it.
Yasin Bey, I'm bringing you more shit.
Double metaphor, you tell the target. Effortless, I flow like a shower, no need to force it. You saw it, real skill, you the witness of the listener. I stand behind my balls like a prisoner. Yeah, I'ma spit this right. Like them handcuffs, you gotta see this shit is tight.
Ooh,
Ashe,
to the ancestors.
to the ancestors.
Turn the volume up.
I'm about to throw some oregano on them, huh? I'm gonna throw it out. Shit. Run that part back one more time so y'all can hear what he said about Yasin.
Be spiritual minded, the devil can't stop me. Been political minded, no, they can't lock me. This is an original,
One more
not a
time.
copy. Me and the mic, we go together like saltfish with Aki. Mash up any jam, any club, any party. Same shoes, same views, black tea and Nazi. You could be stoned and you still can't rock me. You could be good and you still can't knock me.
No.
Prophecy fulfilled and they still want to mock me. Behold, it's obvious the universe got me. Still, that's my credential. When my words get sentimental, they turn sentimental. No, I will not be gentle. Most rappers the followers, the only thing they led was a pencil. Money won't defend you when I A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, and N, U. I'm that bullshit, hardcore shit, that DJ and MC and tagging, breaking on the floor shit. Street lyric, you heard it, I never lost it.
Yasin Bey, I'm bringing you more shit.
Double metaphor.
I had to run it back. They said like Yasin Bey, I'm bringing you more shit. Yo, what's up, Stan? I know it's late for some of y'all because y'all are asleep. So for y'all that don't know, Yasin Bey is my brother. Yasin, what y'all call him Most Def, right? I'm gonna tell you a story, bro. I just left from up ACAF, right? And if y'all don't know that Yasin mother passed away, and it was wild because I was with her when we was in Spain. She adopted me too, and it was so funny, right? Today I was up at the ACAF, and the sister that was there that asked me to come up there at ACAF, she asked me a question. She said, "Sabir, is your mother still alive?" I said, "No, she been left." So she said, "Okay, no lie, Stan, this is what happened today. It was so unexpected. Be real with you, bro." So she said, "Okay." She said, "I'm gonna adopt you." I said, "You gonna adopt me?" I said, "Okay, cool. Yasin mother adopted me too. She did that when I was in Spain, right?" So she said, "Now since I adopted you, I'm gonna spank you." I said, "What the? Wait a minute, flag on the plate. Hold up." I swear to God, this is what she said. She probably watching this shit right now. So when she said that to me, she said, I'm gonna spank you." I said, "Why are you gonna spank me?" She said, "You have so much information and so much knowledge to give people." She said, "Don't waste your energy and your time arguing with none of them on social media." This is what she said to me. Yo, crazy, right? So she said, "You have so much to give people and so much knowledge to give people."
Crazy.
Because she know what happened with Sinetta and what was going on, right?
Yeah.
And I'm there with her, and we talking. She said, "You remember my daughter when she was 4 years old?"
Oh wow.
She said, "My daughter is 41 with children." I swear to God, that's what she said to me, right? I'm sitting there with her. I shut it up. I'm no lie. I'm sitting there like, Wow. She said, my daughter remembers your face and your name. This is what she said to me. Your face in your name. And she said, but the thing is, Sabir, we have a whole new generation to teach. This is what she said to me.
Right.
So what happened, ACAF, I told you I was on 52nd Street. ACAF is a African center, right? And she said, I'm
An
here now.
African center?
Yeah, ACAF. I told you I posted it up there earlier today. Let me see if I can.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I was on the road and doing some stuff with my son earlier. I missed that.
Let me see.
So that's in Philly, Apex. Okay.
I'm curious. I'm going to put it up here. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh wow. But yeah, I was showing my son actually the West Philadelphia High School that you posted.
Oh, you talking about Philly High?
Yeah. Oh man, he loved that Will Smith the Fresh Prince song, man. Oh man.
But ACAF is like a spot that's there, right? And I don't want to get too much in it, but it was early today and I was there. And as I'm sitting there with her, I'm just listening, bro. I'm listening. And she said, you've been around for a long time doing this, and you don't have time to waste for none of these people that's not going to do no research. They have not traveled where you travel. They have not done what you've done. This is what she said to me. All this is what she building when I'm shutting up, bro. I'm not saying nothing. And she said, my daughter is 41 with children, and she remembers when you used to come around when she was 4 years old. That's kind of crazy, ain't it? Right? So I'm sitting there listening to her, and she really wants to get some stuff happening at the ACAP up in West Philly. So she said, I'm here now. I'm your connect that we got to do these classes. She said, it's a whole new generation don't know nothing about the Moors.
Facts.
This is what she said to me. See that, she said that knows nothing, excuse me, about the Moors. And I said, wow, this is what she's telling me. And I'm just sitting there listening to her, right? And I said, okay, well, let's do it then. I said, well, I'm going to see how we're going to do this. And she was like asking me what would it take to do it, to make this thing work and stuff like that. I was like, cool, okay, let's talk. But my point, people, out of all the stuff that happened, and she know what happened with Slimy Sinetta, and I'm not gonna say Slimy Sinetta because it is what it is. I gotta call it what it is. He did some dirty stuff that wasn't cool, and people really wasn't started to honesty. And I'm not knocking or beating up Sinetta, but nobody's really paying attention to the House of Conscience no more. A lot of people tell me they don't even want. Shout out to my sister Kafunya. She don't even want to listen to that show anymore. She said, "Come on, man, come on." So, I'm sitting back and I'm listening to her. And as it's another older brother comes into the store as I'm sitting there. And we sitting there and we talking about a lot of things, bro. Like, yo, it was crazy. A lot of things we building on. He said, this is why I come. He said, this is why I come here. He said, because of stuff like this. So I'm sitting there, right? We sitting there and it was like he said, yo, I never knew this. He said, I never knew this. This is what the brother said. He said, I live across the street. He said, but you know what he said he noticed me by? You know what's crazy? I don't think nobody else is doing what I'm doing. You don't see what I have on my head? You ain't see nobody else walking around with a Philly hat upside down. Let me tell you how crazy this was, right? Real rap. I'm sitting there and he's looking at me. And he said, wasn't you just on 52nd Street the other day? I said, yeah, how do you know? He said, I remember you by your hat. I said, nigga. He said, he swear to God. He said, I was trying to figure out if it was a B or a P, right? So it was funny, right? Because it looked like a B, right? So he said, I said, no, it's a P. It's a distress signal. And I said, we are in distress, right? This is what I'm telling you, right? So we sitting there. So as I'm talking to the sister, and she's telling me about, I'm telling about the oldest university in the world. We going into that. We going into the history of the Moors. And she said, Sabir, the hell with them. We have a whole new generation to teach on who the Moors are. And I'm saying this, I spoke with Taj early today, and I was trying to hook up with Taj tomorrow. Taj was in Jersey. Before I went up to the store, I was like, I was weary. I was like, man, I don't feel like going, man. Philly then fell off the map. I'm sure all this is going in my head, right? I said, Philly then fell off the map. Don't nobody want to do anything no more. But when she said to me, that you have so much knowledge in your head. This is what he said to me, that we got to do something. And you are maybe the only one that is still going after all these years and never took sides on nothing. If y'all notice that, I've never buckled, I never wavered, I never walked away, I never got disappointed, and I kept going. And she said, my daughter was 4. Crazy, right? She said her daughter was 4 when she used to come see the classes. And as we walking out, she kept telling me to elevate. She said, before I even parted with her, we went walking down 52nd Street, and she said, Sabir. I said, yes. She said, she did like this, vibrate higher than them.
Right.
Swear to God, this is what she told me. She said, vibrate higher than them. You're better than that. I said,
no doubt.
That was crazy. But
no doubt.
The whole time I'm in there, I'm talking to the older guy, and he watching the video too. If he's on his video, he may see this tomorrow, but it is 12:24 over here. But sitting there with him, and he's like blown away by the information that I'm sharing, and I'm showing him where I was at. I'm not telling him anything. I'm showing him where I'm at. So all of this, y'all may not know what's going on. So I went to Sanetta's house. I wasn't going to Sanetta's house. I was going to Arthur Schomburg's museum, and to show people, because my sister Cafunia said everybody needs to know about Arthur Schomburg's Research Center. That's what it's called in Harlem. It's called the Arthur Schomburg Research Center in Harlem. It was a Puerto Rican, and he has all our documents there. Langston Hughes' ashes is there in the ground, right? Langston Hughes. Most of us don't even know who Langston Hughes is. You know him by being a poet, but you don't know about his articles, right? So my sister Cafunia said, I don't even mess with Sanetta. And she said, why? She said, we should know about Arthur Schomburg, right? How many of y'all on this feed know who that is?
Oh, I don't. Other than you showing some pictures and you was at the museum the other day, you're saying.
I was lying, right? I couldn't get there, right?
Right.
I got there. The doors are shut at 6 o'clock, but I went there for that.
That's crazy.
So Langston Hughes wrote an article about the Moors, right? He wrote an article about the Moors, and as I'm sitting there talking to the brother today and my sister, and we going back and forth about why these things are being hidden from our people, right? And the brother said to me, Allahi, bro, this is what the brother said to me. He said, remember what, and it made me think of Charlie Kirk, right? Bear with me. Gonna make sense, right? So I'm sitting there, and it made me think about it. I said, when Malcolm went overseas, he said this. He said, remember when Malcolm went overseas and Malcolm came back and Malcolm started really seeing how this, like how it really is?
Yeah.
It became a threat. Who killed Malcolm?
His own people.
Who killed Charlie Kirk?
His own people.
Why?
Jealousy, hate,
you don't
envy.
get it? Y'all don't get it? So when you start waking people, then my brother Dre called me today as I'm leaving. Dre calls me, my brother from Kenya, and he's telling me that he said, Sabir, remember you said something on the lines of when you try to be friends with these people, that's why you don't hear me with nobody. No, you don't hear me part of nobody's clique. Have you noticed that? I'm not part of no Moorish Science Temple, so don't put me in the Moorish Science Temple. That's why I was upset when Sadetta put my picture up there on the Moorish Science Temple. I'm not a follower of nobody. I'm not a follower of no one. But I want you to understand. Huh?
What Bobby Hemmett say? Bobby Hemmett said, now is not the time to be a part of no organizations.
I'm trying to tell you. So, right? Because I have a bay, right? They think I'm part of a Moorish Science Temple. No, nigga, I'm not part of a Moorish Science Temple, America. No,
and it's crazy because people will put you in that category, and that's kind of.
I know, but really, that's what Sanetta was doing. That's what they were trying to do, right? So, because of other Moors, right? So, when I was there, I was like, wait a minute, hold up. You know, as he's telling me this, I'm thinking about it. I said, you know, an elder told me that before when I went overseas. He told me that before, right? When you come back and people don't understand what you're doing, Let me see if I can pause. Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
My sister said,
When they
"Oh,
don't
I ain't got to
understand
do
what
it."
you're doing, they confused. They
Just post-
start
hold
to
on, 1
hate.
second. You already put it in it. There, go right there. Y'all can look it up. So what happened as this is going on? I'm like, yo, dude, your own people try to assassinate you, and they did it to Malcolm, and they did it to everybody.
History is repeating itself. That's exactly what's going on.
Tell me
History
we
is
start acting.
repeating
Okay.
itself.
So she said we have a whole new generation. So the brother said, when Malcolm went overseas, Malcolm became a threat. And rather these conscious cats, yo, now I'm a threat to these dudes, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm a threat to them. I really am. So I want you to look up Arthur Schomburg. I'm gonna try to make it back up there on Monday, because when I left Tuesday, I couldn't make it, and that's when I called Sonetta up, and that's when Sonetta did all the stuff that he did. But I forgive that brother. It's all good. But he's looking for content, and he only can create it by controversy, and that's what's going on. I told everybody from the House of Conscience, right? If they really wanted to have a sit-down discussion with me, they could have actually come to my feed on Sunday. Didn't I say that? And everybody was like, "Well, why didn't they just come to your feed, Sabir?" I'm not going to block them, cut them, but I'm going to show you what Sonetta did. Can't make this up. I'm going to show you the disrespectful stuff he did, right? So this is him. Now, if y'all go, I don't really want to play the video, but this is Ankh. He was there. He called Ankh on the phone. He called Tazariak on the phone, and it was another brother off the whim when I was in his house. But he played the edited version of that particular video. But if you go to my YouTube, you will see the original version of the video. So Ankh never addressed any of the issues that I spoke on. But Sonetta did a video with him. What was this? I think it was a couple hours ago, yesterday, right? Right?
I think it was yesterday.
Yesterday, right? So my boss sent this to me. Yo, Sabir, go to 5. Go to the Friday, 5 minute. He said, go to the 5-minute mark, right? This is what he said. And then he said, who you had on your couch, knowing damn well who was on the couch, right? It was me. This is what Ankh said. Who you had on that couch? And Sonetta said, Sabir Bey. You follow me? Y'all don't get how this worked yet? So Sonetta was dress all this stuff up, right? To make stuff looks good, to create the friction in all of it. This is what he does. Then everybody will pick and take sides on what is going on. That's what Sonetta does. He's like the Don King of it, right? So if Ankh, if Tazariak, if whoever, right, wanted to come on my feed, I'm not going to block them. If they set it up, you could have came on my feed on StreamYard, right? And then step by step with facts, we could have cleared up a lot of things. But that's not how this goes. So when I was talking to the sister, she said, Sabir, vibrate higher than them. You got too much information to give people with facts. With facts. So when you deal with facts, right? Like here, present facts. Present facts, not my feelings. What fact I have not presented to anyone on these feeds? What was the facts that I didn't present? I wait, Stan.
And that's what makes you different. Because
I want to know
they just
facts.
do a whole lot of screaming and talking and don't show no facts.
No facts, right? But he's sitting there telling me I'm the Ankh, the God killer. You ain't killing nothing. First of all, your name ain't Ankh on none of your paperwork. Maybe on YouTube it is, but it is not on no other document, right?
Present I wonder there's heavy hitters on his documents.
So let me show you more facts. This is 2 different books. So I forgot they don't read books. There it is again. Facts, as you know, can always prove true. They can be counted, measured, and documented in some way. Opinions are what people believe, but they don't read. So when she was telling me this today, brother, I'm like, I was kind of in my feelings at first. And then when she told me this, I said, I know I got to fall back. I don't need to teach these cats. You can't, what they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I ain't trying to teach these niggas nothing. They can go research everything I did. So I'm not dead serious, homie. I'm good. I'm not doing it. Now, if they want to have a real conversation with me and present step by step what I said was wrong, then come. And you know what else happened today? I'm gonna tell you why these things happen, because these cats don't do no research. I was on 52nd and Chestnut today at the Muslim store. I was getting some oil, and I bought a book. I bought this book right here by a Muslim. Damn, smell good. Damn, smell good. Right? Let me tell you how crazy this was when I was in the store today. Wild as hell. I was in the store, and as I was getting the book, it was a sister that was in there, and she was like, she went to I forgot what type of school she went to. It was something about religious schools or something abroad, right? And she said, you know, it's a white guy who wrote a book like this, but this is a Muslim who wrote this, right? But she said a white guy wrote a book similar to this, right? And guess what she said when she was in there? I was on 52nd. After I left the store, I went to the Muslim store. She said, but you know what happened? She said it was a white dude that was teaching about Islam and talking. She said, why are you talking bad about the dark Arabs, the dark Arab Muslims, right? And you talking about good about the light skin, light Arabs. It was wild as hell, bro. I swear to God. Oh, wow. And I'm in the store. I'm telling her I was in Morocco, I was in Tunis, I seen all it, and I was in different places where I'm telling her. She said, oh, you very well traveled. I said, yeah, I've been in these places. I see these things. These dudes that y'all watch on social media don't go to these places and tell you that. So it only confirmed like what I was, the elder was telling me, the sister. So as I'm talking to the sister, she said everything about the dark Arabs was negative and she didn't like it. So I got to go find that book. Now I really don't want to buy it, but I'm gonna go find that book. So if somebody can Google it, let me know. So she said, yeah, she said the teacher was a white teacher. I said, really? And she said he had no affiliation, none, to Islam, right? No lie. She said no affiliation to Islam. We all in the store. It was a brother from Nigeria in there too. He was like, I can kind of see that. So remember when I was in Spain, when I told you I seen all these teachers from France, Italy, Germany, all of it. They was in Spain. They had their children on a field trip. I said, nigga, who takes their children on a field trip all the way somewhere else to learn about you, black man?
That's crazy.
Remember I told you that story?
Yeah, I remember.
When I was in Cordoba, and they all was in there, and he was talking about this and this about the Moors, and I'm like, these cats is learning about the Moors, nigga. Like it was crazy. Yep. So it made me think about it, and I told her what happened when I was over there. I said, I seen it. I said, those are the same teachers that's going to come to the United States later on, right? And be your child's teacher while niggas on social media arguing if God real, talking about something pseudo, calling myself God, God killers and crazy stuff, right? But you don't want to sit with Sabir and ask him what he experienced when he was over there, right? This is why I can have a better conversation with someone else from another country. If I'm wrong, come on and feed. If I'm wrong.
No lies.
So in order for you to debunk exactly what I'm saying, you're going to have to go to the particular places, right? In order for you
to be your own people.
Yeah, but in order for you to debunk something, right, you either have to read what I read in multiple sources and to debunk that. So when I'm sitting with the sister in the store, she's telling me, I said, no, what? I said, that's really what's happening. They're telling you something totally different and telling you about the Arabs so you won't have nothing to do with Arabs. There's a book I had called The Real Bad Arab. It's over 800 and something pages, not 500, it's 800 and something pages. It's called The Real Bad Arab. Now, you may find one with 500 pages. You got to pay attention. I have the one with the 800 and something pages. If you want it, let me know. So as I'm telling her all of this, as I'm moving around, I'm telling her, yes, they're going to tell you everything that's negative, right, about our people. So you won't even look into it. So you would never see Ankh, the God Killer, Sonettas. None of them want to have this conversation with me. You can try to make all the videos, beautiful videos in the world that you like, and you still can't debunk nothing I'm saying. Because remember what I said, you got to have facts. You got to have facts. So I'm going to share something else with you. Facts. When I'm coming in a hotel, right? Well, it's not even a hotel. It's really like where I'm staying. It's like a damn near condo, because people live in here. So I'm on the elevator, right? And as I'm going up the elevator, the guy, I don't know who he's from, right? But he said he used to live in San Francisco. So as I'm talking to him, this is card right here. His name is Philip. I'll cover his number. It's Philip. That's the dude, right? Let me tell you the conversation I had with this guy. Crazy, right? So he asked me a question. He said, "You look like you do something." I said, "What?" He said, "You look like you somebody." I said, "Why you say that?" Like, I'm gonna just show you what I have on, no lie. And mind you, I got my shirt on, right? I told y'all if you want the shirt, you can get it. So this is me. Nothing special, right? So we're sitting there talking in the hallway, and he asking me questions. I said, "Well, I do documentaries, I do lectures, I actually do radio, right?" And I said, "I live in California." He said, "Where?" And I told him where I lived at in California. And he said, I'm from San Francisco, but I moved here. I got a condo here where I'm at." I said, "Cool." So he said, what kind of documentaries you do?" I said, "History on the Moors." He said, "What?" I said, "History on the Moors. You know, the people that call themselves Black or African Americans? Moors." He said, "Oh." I said, "The Moors that they say conquered Spain?" He said, "Oh, the Moors." Yo, funny as hell, right? We sit in the hallway. I swear to God, we in the hallway. And I'm trying to hurry up and switch rooms, right? And we sitting there talking about the history now. He said, "Oh, people don't know about the Moors." This is exactly what he said, right? I said, "Yeah, they say the Moors conquered Spain, but the Moors didn't conquer anything. It was already there." I said, "The people that's calling themselves Black or African Americans are Moors. Before the 1500s." This is what I told him. Before the 1500s. Now, he may be watching this too. That's why I don't want to give up too much information. So he said, "Yeah." So we started talking. And he told me in South Africa, right? He said, "Yeah, because nobody's African American." This is exactly what he said. Nobody's African American. He said, "An African American is somebody come from Africa and come here." This is what he said, right? So I said, "Yeah, you mean the girl like on the movie with Hancock, the girl that played with Will Smith, the European Hancock? You know, she's from South Africa." So like Elon Musk, he's South African, right? He's African American. So we going back and forth. He said, "Yeah." He said, "I lived in South Africa too." I said, "Nigga, where did you didn't live at, nigga?" Like he lived in Morocco, he lived in South Africa. And I'm like, "Really?" He said, "They don't call themselves white in South Africa. You know what they call them? Just take a guess what you think they call them. I'm gonna tell you why. What do you think they call them?
Oh man.
Anybody? Any guess? Any guesses on TikTok? Any guesses on Instagram? What do you think they call them? I'm gonna show you how crazy we are. Just bear with me, okay? See, when you are international travel, you can have conversation with anybody, B. Nope.
No doubt.
Oh, Jarrell, I should have called you, bro. I can call him straight up. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call him and have a sit down. I'm gonna say, "Can I interview you?" I'm gonna ask him. No. Now, if y'all do your research, you know somebody went to South Africa. They call them Europeans. They don't. White people over there don't call themselves white. They call themselves. They call themselves. He said Europeans. He said the reason why they don't call them Europeans here, right, is because they would confuse people and think that they from Europe.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
Wow.
But if you looked up when white was invented, go look up when white people was invented. So when he said that, I was laughing. I was dying when he said that. I said, "Oh, they call themselves Europeans, huh?" He said, "Yeah, because if they said Europeans, they would think they were from Europe when they was born in Africa. I mean, you know, in Africa." And I wanted to ask the question: why do Black people call themselves Black? You see how crazy this is?
Because that's what the European told them.
But see, this is the thing about so-called black conscious people that's afraid to have this type of conversation. See, y'all so gun-ho on this black and white thing and don't even understand these terms are really new. Those terms are new. If I'm wrong, tell Unc and them to set it up. Let me help you out. I'm gonna get
They aren't ancient. They aren't ancient words.
They're not. They're not
at all.
It's truly not. It's confusing to say African American to call black people. Yeah, he said this a lot. I'm like, yo, I really, I'm gonna get with him tomorrow because he left me his number. He's on the same floor that I'm on. Crazy, right? So I'm gonna set that up straight up. So let me show y'all something about this black and white thing. These cats don't read no books, and that's why Uncle them said they don't read no books. So I'm fine. It's not about you cats anymore. So debunk what I'm presenting to you. The most ancient names for so-called black people are Nisu or Nubian, Ethiopian, and more from ancient Egypt. So there is no such thing as ancient black gods of Egypt because black is not an ancient word. So I'm gonna prove my point. Remember, I told you facts over feelings. This is why the elder told me. She said, "Don't waste your time with them, Sabir. Your mind is insane." She said, "You have so much in your head that you can offer people." And the crazy part about it, these conscious cats is the ones that try to debate me. They the ones that be trying to debate me.
With no backing, no evidence, or no facts or nothing.
But you trying to debate me? Come on, bro. So
it caused you a headache, and they ain't even bringing no facts to the table whatsoever.
So here you go. The most ancient names for so-called black people are Nisu, Nubian, Ethiopian, and more from ancient Egypt. So if we said the ancient Moors, maybe it'd be different, but they made you hate anything pertaining to the Moors. So let's go down further. Black and colored like white, on the other hand, European words. What did I just tell you? What the guy told me. Now I'm going to show this to him tomorrow. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show this to him tomorrow. Let me see if I can pull this thing on the screen for y'all. I'm going to show him this. And I could tell he's a very well-traveled man. And he debunks shit. The black and colored, like white, or on the other hand, European words, Ethiopian and more, was properly used to describe the so-called blacks into the 1500s. Right? Right? So
that's tough.
The crazy part about this, as I'm sitting with him, right? I'm telling him all of this, and he's like blown away. Let's go forward. Let's see. So they don't call themselves white people over there, and I'm going to get into that. So just bear with me. Black and color, on the other hand, has no historical meaning whatsoever for African people. Black is from the Anglo-Saxon B-L-A-E-C. Please go look it up for yourself. Don't believe nothing that Sabir says. B-L-A-E-C.
So peace.
Peace.
What I've been nulling over is the whole thing with, like you were saying on Sadnetter's piece when you was trying to get into the conversation with Unc. So is the just thinking about it, it makes me think that the Yakub story is kind of made up as well then, because there's no actual credited.
But you know what Yakub is? Do you know what that is?
The individual or just the story?
It period. Do you know what it is?
It's about them the science of the germ splitting and all that.
What it is? It's DNA.
Oh wow.
It looks like this. Yakub. All these people come from. I'm gonna mute your mic, brother. Saying it's all still coming from us. So do you think that for 1 second this man don't know? I just told you I'm trying to even figure out who the dude, like what he looked like, because he's a little short dude. And I'm like, is he a Jew? Is he, I'm trying to figure him out. So this is the kicker part though. What happened? As I'm standing there, he looking at what's on my neck. First of all, I have this. It says Allah, right? Then I have this. But the other part to this, he saw this. He saw it, right? So how did you see that little piece, right? So he said, I see you have the Hamza on. Why do you have, he asked, why do I have the Jewish Hamza on? All right. I said, because I'm the original Jew. I said, but in Islam, we call it the hand of Fatima. That nigga was like, yo, his facial expression was like, so I said, in Islam, we say Fatima. In Judaism, we say Hamza. So I said, when I was in Morocco, I was in the Jewish quarters. He said, oh, you was in Morocco too? I said, yeah. He said, I stayed in Morocco. I said, nigga, you stayed in Morocco too? So in Morocco, they have a more Jewish quarters in Morocco. So this is the whole conversation. So I'm tripping that he looked at my neck. And I said, if I say to you, Shalom, I think he was a Jew. Looking at the name, I might be French. I don't even know, Philip. But anyway, I'm looking at the last name. I got to look this last name up. That's his last name. I don't even know what kind of last name that is. What kind of last name is that?
That's German.
Swear to God. So
it's crazy.
You know how somebody tries to see what you know. So he says to me, he said, I was in Morocco. I said, yeah. You notice how everybody live amongst one another? And I said, I'm a Moorish Jew, right? So it was weird. And he said, what's your name? I said, Sabir. Yo, it was funny as hell, right? So now he's putting two, trying to figure it out, right?
Yeah,
So he says to me about living amongst. I said, if I say shalom to you, right? I'm saying peace, right? If I say assalamu alaikum or salam to you, I means peace to you, right? He said, yeah. He started laughing. Shalom, salam. I'm saying the same thing. It's nothing different.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he gave me the card and said, yo, if you ever want to stay here, you get a discount off mentioning my name. I said, nigga. I said, I used to live here. I told him I used to stay here for like a year, right? So he said, I said back in 2019, 2000, something like that, right? He said, oh, you did? I said, yeah. He said, this, if you want to do it again, take my card and mention my name. I said, nigga. It was funny as hell, dude.
Crazy, right?
And all you gotta do is be you. Like, I'm not running around here calling myself black. This is black. I'm brown. And what we do is to try to justify the whole black thing, and we put ourselves in an inferiority place.
Yep. Every time.
You follow me? This is what is happening with us. Even when I sat there and I asked Tazariak, Tazariak, right? I asked him a question. Remember when I was on the feed, I asked him, can you copyright the word of God? You know what he said? Did y'all ever look up copyright and translation? Copyright, translation. Copyright, translation. Copyright, translation. He said, you can translate the Bible. We didn't talk about translation. We said, can you copyright the word of God? That's what I said. Didn't I say that? Who watched that live video when I was on?
Yeah, I remember. I watched it. Yeah.
I said, can you copyright the word of God? That's what I said to him.
And he got into translation, talking about translation and all this.
He said, hold up, I'm trying to remember how he said it. He said, nigga, we talking about translation. That's how he said it. I think he said nigga. Right? So remember I was in the other room and the copyright was, I think, 1972, the other Bible. Let me see that when this was copywritten. This one was copyrighted in 1985, 1983. You see the copyright? 1985, 1983. If you open up the Bible. Translation and copyright is two different things. So instead of someone arguing with me, they should have said, well, Sabir, where can I find that information at? It's very easy to do. Right? This is why I said I'm an enemy to these dudes, brother. I'm a straight enemy to these cats. But if you want to sit back and ask me a question, right, and say, well, Sabir, how did you know where's this at? If you look at the Quran, it will tell you it's translated, but it's not copywritten because you cannot copyright the word of God. Right? But if you wanted to know the history, right? If you wanted to know the history of who copyrighted it first, I can take you right here tomorrow if y'all want me to the Bible.
Oh, no.
You said it's inside the is that it right there?
That's Philadelphia, brother. The American Bible Society, founded in 1808, when the first Bible was translated.
So the because I looked on like even with the archives when I went to go first see about the Quran, that's in that those are scrolls. They're not. It's not a book.
Thank you. It's a difference between. That's why Cesariak was arguing with me and saying names and calling names. And this is what y'all love. You love the drama instead of getting out your feelings. And I said, why don't you read the original Bible in the Hebrew text? In the Hebrew text, right?
Oh, he can't do that because they stripped him of his language.
Okay. So this is the Bible house in Philadelphia. And when my brother, we did a film, we were filming down there. He took and did a film, my brother Larry, right? Now, somebody please, my brother put it up here. There you go. Do me a favor, brother. So put up translate. There you go. He put up translation, right? Because you know lazy people ain't gonna do that. So a copyright is the right. I didn't know God was a copywriter. I mean, author like that. Translate, express words, text. So Tazariak got mad and started calling names. So when you see the video, it wasn't that I came at him, it's what he said. But if you leave it up to Sinetta, he edited the stuff up to make it look like I was directly coming at them, if that makes sense. And I was very calm the whole time. You follow me? But this is what's happening with them. So tomorrow, I'll probably go down here again tomorrow. Y'all should look up the Bible house. Let me show you another one. This is the plaque right outside the house. Bear with me. Y'all can go, you can Google this to disprove what I'm saying. Well, brother, that's not the they're gonna say, oh, that's not the original, brother. Oh, did you go there? In order for you to say it's not, did you go there? There it is. The first Bible in English.
Uh-oh. You done messed up somebody's narrative. You done messed up the Christian's narrative, bro. You can't do that.
Bible in English was in Philadelphia. This is why my elder was telling me, stop arguing with these dudes, elevate, because you're higher than that. You're better than that. Don't argue with them because they're not showing you anything. I was there.
Man, you cannot tell Christians this, bro. You can't do that, Sabir. Can't do it.
Listen, I might go to the church tomorrow with my uncle. He's from the apostolic, whatever it is, church. I might go with him tomorrow. On 22nd and Bainbridge, B. I can go in any church. This is the thing. I'm not here to beat anyone up. Debunk what I'm presenting to you. That's it. But you do know I practice Tawahido. If y'all don't understand what that is, I'm gonna show y'all two of my books, okay? So in Islam, we say Tawheed. In Ethiopia, we say Tawahido. Look it up. T-E-W-A-H-E-D-O. Please look it up. It's called Tawahido. This is the original form of Christianity. Look it up. I used to go to an Ethiopian church. And you know what the Ethiopian says also? They say salam. Or they say salam, salam, or salamanu.
Now, did they get, from your knowledge, did they get a charter to open up the first ones?
What are you talking about?
For their ecclesiastical churches. Did they have to get a charter?
Oh, this is totally different. Ethiopian church is totally different. I tell everybody to go. I suggest everybody go to an Ethiopian church. You'll see the difference. Believe that.
That's why Bob Marley went there instead of the Christian churches here.
Totally different church, my G. I'm dead. You should look it up, do your research on it. I didn't listen, family. Go and see it for yourself. It'll blow your mind. So Islam, you got to mute your mic, man. If you don't know about, and this is why I told people to watch this movie called The Messenger. Watch the movie called The Messenger. It was 1976 and 1977. 1976 called The Messenger. It will show you about Bilal calling the Adhan to prayer. So the Adhan is Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. So Bilal was an Ethiopian. So to understand the connection between the two, when you see the Jews that went astray, all these people went astray. So for the record, Islam came in to bring you back to the fold of it, if it makes sense. Islam was to bring you back. Islam has always been here. That's what people don't understand. If y'all confused about it, holler. This is why the sister told me, Sabir, don't worry about them. You're elevating on a total different level. If you want to debunk, please do your research. I'm going to prove my point. Okay.
Like you said, once we go inside those, I was telling the brothers that on State Road. I said, yo, when you go to the museum, you see it as plain as day. You just don't call it, when you're looking at something, the language is not English. So when you're looking at clothing, you're looking at the culture, you're not going to say that's a house. They're not going to, it's not even on the plaque.
This is one of my books. It's called Sandi Atakita. Y'all should look up Sandi Atakita and the Rise of the Empire of Mali. The pre-Islamic Arab and the Arab of the Prophet times were black. They're using black. You're not being taught this, and not the Arabs of European origin. Come on, baby. If you're going to debunk something, you gotta do your research, B. You got to do your research. I can show you the book, what it is. But see, we don't want to read that. So the people who know, right? This is why I told you earlier today about the lady that was talking to me in the store. She said it was a European guy. She said a white guy was talking about the Arabs, right? Was talking about Islam and the Arabs, right? When it came to our people, they made them look like they were criminals and they was dirty, they was this and they was that, right? Damn, that's kind of crazy. But when you go back to Bilal, which they don't tell you about who Bilal is, y'all could Google Bilal. Look up Bilal from Ethiopia. So how did brother Bilal know how to call the Adhan to prayer?
It was in him.
Well, from my readings and studies, they saying not specifically about Bilal, but the schools that was up and running before Al-Qadawin was in Iraq, in the libraries. They had 2 libraries.
Al-Qadawin is not in Iraq.
No, what I'm saying is that they had the schools that the Greeks would go to was in Iraq at that time.
Yes, there's a lot of stuff in Iraq.
Yeah, they was learning Arabic, and they had an Arabic teaching schools to teach the Greeks.
Oh, they'll tell you in a heartbeat. When I was in Spain, they said Europeans would come and sit at the footsteps of the Moors. When I was in Granada. In Granada, they said this, but they can't tell black people that. Wow, that's insane to teach people. You can't tell black people that, nigga, you was a slave. That's all you're going to be taught is a slave. You ain't nothing but a slave, brother.
You was
we gonna act like we smart. So let's pull this up. Give me 1 second. Let's see if I can pull this one up. Stan, you gotta move. You gotta mute your mic, bro. Somebody gotta mute their mic. It got a lot of static going on. So let's go.
But there's something missing. Maybe a bell to call the people in.
The Christians use a bell?
What about a horn? Like the Jews?
A drum. There's too much blood in a drum.
Why not the human voice? As in Omar ibn al-Khattab's vision.
If the Prophet agrees. He means you, Bilal.
Me?
You have a good voice. Use it. Climb up there.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa Allah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa Allah. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح
Come into Salah.
حي على الفلاح
Come into prayer.
الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
But that is Hollywood, right? You don't even understand why. So how could
That's
That was a good movie. That was a good movie. I had watched that about a couple of months ago, and it took me away because that the main character Bilal, like he's African, and they, you know how they pitch, and even the rest of the characters weren't these Europeans that they showed us on the 10 Commandments.
because this is the thing. You have TV
So
Arabs.
that was really good.
I have a book called TV Arabs, and I have a book called The Real Bad Arabs. So if you don't know anything about what the Arabs look like, right? They have to criminalize it. Say, oh no, you're not that. The Arabs, though, they enslaved Africans, brother. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to prove it to you. They enslaved Africans. Here it is, right here. I got it right here in front of you. And we ran with it. We ran with it, right? But they never showed you anything like this. Give me 1 second. So to debunk what I'm saying, you got to do your research. Okay, I'm just letting you black conscious people know. The so-called
And
Black Americans.
In that movie, they actually saved that African Bilal from being.
Bilal, well, they said,
Bilal,
and they said that nobody footsteps get to paradise before Muhammad, but Bilal did. That's the point. If you know about Islam, so we're not being taught that. So this is a book called The Unknown Arabs. The so-called Black Americans are descended from the known Arab tribes in the area called Africa. South, it says the Sahara. South of the Sahara. The Arabs includes, I'm gonna give you all the names so you can look them up, okay? When I tell you to fact check everything, that means fact check what I'm talking about and debunk what I'm talking about. Are you follow me? Debunk it with facts. The tribe called Kunta, as in the Kunta Kinte tribe, the Noble Koresh Arab tribe founded in the Sahara in Africa, south of the Sahara. Okay, the Bara Bish. These are all Arab tribes. The tribe of the Prophet, peace be upon him. You ain't got to believe nothing I'm saying. I'm not here to convince none of these conscious cats. They research it.
That's deep, man, because that's crazy. I was looking up what Virginia was called before it was called Virginia, man, and it was called Al Kaween or something crazy like that, yo. Man.
Now here are some books right here. These are my books right here. The history of the Arab people, the Arabs of Sudan. I just talked to a sister about this today. I was in a restaurant. I said, yeah. I said, you know about the Arabs of Sudan books? She said, yes, I know about the Arabs of Sudan. She said, we're the original Arabs. But see, they can't tell people this over here. That movie was called The Messenger. The Messenger. Right? So when I was in the store tonight, I was talking to a sister from Sudan. And I said, you know about the Arabs of Sudan? She said, yes. She said, because at first I thought she's from Ethiopia. I said, you Habesha? She said, yeah, I'm close. Sudan. I said, East Africa. Okay, cool. That's what I told her. I said, you know about the Arabs of Sudan? She said, yes. But see, when people come here, they can't talk to black people because they're going to get deported. That's how this works. So this is another one of my books called The Unknown Arabs, right? But if you leave it up to Brother Ankh, he gonna say, well, you don't need to read. We don't need to read no goddamn books. What do you say, dummy, read books? Something like that. Like, dummy, read books, something like that. That's what Ankh said. But he's the killer though, right? Well, let me move this out so I can pull his book up so you can see the other book. Give me 1 second.
Heavy hitters.
Heavy hitters. It's wild about the book reading thing when it's like the general conversations, the barbershop convos. And I was telling my family, I said, yo, you know where all of the literature at that they tell us about black people, the books they should keep away from us. I said, you know where they at? They in prison. I said, all this information that I'm learning about.
Not really, not anymore. They not in no prison no more, brother. Trust me.
I'm just saying. Well, specifically, my experience is that I read the Behold the Pale Horse, and
that's typical.
And the other two literatures that I got I read them there in the prison library.
Yeah, but that's typical books that you can get in there.
No, but I mean, like when you young and you a teenager and we was hearing about it, we didn't, it was like a mythological thing. Like it's a book about the government with the secrets and stuff like that. But then when you read the book, you're like, oh, this is what they were talking about. And it's like everybody in jail know about it because they like, we've been passing that book around since the 80s, man.
The thing, like I said, man, like talking to this sister opened me up so much, man, about arguing with these dudes. I'm not arguing with none of these cats. All you got to do is debunk exactly what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So these books here, this book called The Unknown Arab, right? Let me show you a little bit more inside here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go a little further inside that book to show you. So did I show you this one? Okay, let me show you this one right here. Stan, you got to mute your mic, boy. Somebody got to mute their mic. I got a lot of static on your feed, big. So here you go. It talks about there were also Arabs in Al-Andalus in the southern part of Spain. How many of them that you see on Sonetta's squad ever went to Al-Andalus? That's Spain, people. How many of them ever went there to try to argue with me? And say, well, brother, I don't need to go there, brother. I don't need to go there. Okay, then shut up then and be quiet and learn something. How about that part? Okay, humble yourself and be quiet. So here it is, right? The Arabs of Andalus was the first to be enslaved and taken to America after the defeat in 1492. This is why you don't hear them speaking about this. You don't hear them talking about before 1492. Because if you go before, where's my shirt at? Before 1492. So, if you go before 1492, you will understand. You got to make it plain for people. If you want the shirts, holla. Before 1492. Before 1492. Okay. I only got 4 left. Before 1492.
That's what they fail to realize. That's what they don't want to speak on.
But the authentic one with Sabir Bey on the side is a little different. Okay. So they don't talk about before 1492. I just told y'all before the 1500. I'm not giving. Gimme got shot. You can buy one, but Gimme got shot. Who remember that saying? You remember that, Foxy? Nigga be like, Gimme. Be like, nigga, Gimme got shot. Gimme got shot. So I ain't giving you nothing. You can buy one, though. You can email me and buy one. So let's go a little further. I'm going to give them time to try to debunk exactly what I'm saying. Let's go to Paul Robeson and Othello for a second. Let's go here for a minute. This is in Othello's book, The Ethiopian Moor. Hold up, flag on the plate. Where you get the information from? Oh, my brother Yoel. Let me give a shout out to my brother Yoel, Underground Bookstore, y'all. You listen. My brother Yoel just texted me. He said he got the books at the Underground Bookstore, y'all. So listen. He has The Unknown Arab at the Underground Bookstore. Let me help y'all out. I didn't even see that. Give me 1 second. Hold up. Let's pull this up. Give me 1 minute. I'm going to see if I can find his number for y'all.
They ain't playing games with them books though on the other book website. I seen that one book I was looking for. It went up. It went from 3,000 to 6,000. So they ain't playing games with these books. At least the ones that's like hard covers in 1800s, 1700s.
I said, what book was it?
The name?
Yeah, the name of the book.
Let me go look at it. I think one of them was on the Dred Scott, that book. It was like
Oh, I
around
got all the
6
Dred Scott books. I told you I got all the Dred Scott books. That's all you gotta do is get with me. I keep trying to play with these people.
And I
I
seen the
got it.
other one for I think it was one of Stanley Poole's books.
I got all his books too. So this is my brother Yoel's bookstore. Give him a call, y'all. Holler at your brother. I'm trying to do something in Chicago if we can get this thing popping in Chi-Town. There it is right there. If you want the unknown Arabs, let me tell you something about my brother's bookstore. If you go to his bookstore, it's like a damn vault inside this bookstore. His bookstore is crazy, G. So it's 1727 East 87th Street. Don't get scared because it's the hood, people. Okay? Don't get scared. It's the hood.
You sound like the character on the movie Leprechaun. He was like, "Don't be scared. We in the hood."
I'm in a buck with you, man. Like, I'm fine. I'm at peace every time I go to Chicago. So 773-768-8869. That's his number. Ask him about the underground bookstore. You know, ask him about the book. He got it. He definitely got it. He got it. Maybe they need to send Ankh and them over there. Maybe Ankh said dummies. I think what Ankh say dummies read. Or something like that.
You can learn a lot from a dummy.
You can. I learned a lot from a homeless person. How to survive, nigga. You can learn a lot from a homeless person. How do them niggas be survive? Like, I don't know if y'all what is it called in Chicago? It's called Lower Wacker, I think it's called in Chicago. Let me tell you something. If you can survive underneath there freezing, nigga, you are good. Like, straight up. If you ever was in Chicago and you went to Lower Wacker, it's like it's kind of warm down there, but it's certain parts. But nigga, in the wintertime, it's beast. I remember when I went out there, I had Brother Kush in them. I said, yo, Kush, I went and bought a bunch of like tea, right? And a bunch of donuts. I don't know if y'all remember that, but I went out and I started giving all the homeless people donuts and hot tea. And we jumping out the car. This is when I first met Kush, and I started bringing Kush in. So I said, yo, Kush. And I think Saniyata was with us. And I went to Dunkin' Donuts, right? It's right around the corner from where Trump Tower was at. I can remember where it was at. I went there and got all these donuts and all this tea, hot tea. And I'm down there in Lower Wacker just giving tea out, literally giving tea to cats that was homeless walking in the street. And it was so cold in Chicago in the wintertime that your hands will freeze, my G. So,
I can imagine.
And the thing is with me, that was my give back, right? Because when I'm there, I'm learning from the homeless people, because y'all a step away from being homeless, my nigga, if y'all don't notice or not. Because you live in a fantasy. So be humble. Let me take that word back. Because Brandy said don't use the word humble. She said don't use the word humble. I got to think of another word. But
be content.
Be grateful.
Be grateful for what you have. But I do things like this, and I was telling Brandy this also. I told Brandy I was in Canada one day, and it was like almost wintertime, and I'm not lying. She's on his feet. She can tell you from lying. This is the type of person that I am, right? She said to me, I said, Brandy, I was going to sleep outside, like right outside in Toronto, Canada. So outside Toronto, Canada, you have like homeless people near City Hall. And I was going to get a cardboard. I was staying up there one time, and I was going to get a cardboard, right, just to see how people live. I swear I was. And she said, you are crazy to the motherfucker, man. No, but that's me. That's how I am, right? I do things to push myself. I just walked from 52nd Street in Chestnut down to 22nd in the Parkway or Chestnut Street today. This is me. So what I do, people, I push myself and I walk and I put myself in other people's shoes to see how they really live and how they survive. When I was in Spain, I told the guy, if y'all ever paid attention to what I do, I'm giving y'all jewels for a reason. I want you to understand me. And people say you're not spiritual. I was sitting at the class today up at the bookstore, and I told the brother that came in, he came in and he met me. I'm sitting down. He's standing up. I got up out my chair, shook the man's hand, right? And I said, you know, that's a sign of respect in Africa, right? He said, really? I said, let me tell you where I got that from. I told him I was in Spain. Every day I would come out my hotel in Spain, in Granada. I would see this same homeless dude from Africa. And I would always give him money, like euros in the morning. And he always would get up off the ground and he would shake my hand. He said, in my country, that's a sign of respect. This is how niggas don't respect. We have no respect, no culture, no principles, and no morals in the United States. I'm talking about the black people. And that's what Taj told me earlier today. Taj Tariq Bey said, we deal with, he said, personalities over principles. Taj Tariq Bey said, personalities over principles. And I said, damn. Anybody who ever been in my presence, see, I will always get up. And my leg hurt. I hit my knee today. And I got a plate in my leg. And I still got up to shake the brother's hand out of sign of respect. It's respect. What principles do you stand on? And then one time I even cut up a cardboard box and sat outside with him for like an hour in Spain. And people looking at me like, nigga, what you doing sitting down with this homeless dude? You follow me? So you have to make yourself, you know, comfortable. What it is, all these conscious cats that I see on social media, their niggas are hypocrites because you sucking still on the titty of the so-called white man. You got his credit card, debit card, you rent his cars, you use his Facebook, you use his Instagram. You mean to tell me out of all these years, and don't talk about what I'm doing. You mean to tell me out of all these years, you still on social media and you don't own a network on that mug yet? Not a network yet? Or they're going to stop me, brother. No, they're not going to stop you. No, you just ain't got the heart to do it. So you got the Ankhs, the Knockers, all these other people, but you telling me you don't have your own network just in case they want to block you or get rid of you? How many times I've been blocked on TikTok for months? Think I care? I don't have Cash App. I have a bank account. I have Zelly. I have PayPal. I have Chime. Okay, so these cats are still running around with Cash App, which is not yours. It's theirs. So when they want to take it, they can take it. When they want to tax it, they're going to tax it. In order for you to have Cash App, right now, they taxing you. So tell these so-called conscious people, nigga, I don't want you taxing me. That's what I told them. F you. I don't want Cash App. So they cut my Cash App off. I'm fine. I'm from South Philly. I'm a survivor, baby. Go ask them how many of these cats still ask for Cash App. I don't have Cash App. I have a bank account. Zelly. See how that works? So all this talking is just talking. And if you think I'm just talking, then come to the feed and tell me that I'm just talking shit, because I can back it up. I don't have Cash App. Period. And that's why I think that I'm a problem to them, Fox. That's why I'm a problem to them. And you can become a threat amongst your own people, just like that dude Charlie Kirk and Malcolm X became a problem. And your people will hate you for telling the truth. And that's just the reality, B. They don't want no truth. These cats don't want truth. They're gonna look at this video tomorrow and probably leave a whole lot of comments, but never have the heart to confront me face to face. So go get with my brother Yoel at the Underground Bookstore. If you in Chicago, if you in Indiana, if you in Detroit, get with my brother. I can come there. He cannot do these things on his own, people. This brother cannot do these things on his own. So y'all got to support the people like my sister Monique at Nicholas Brooklyn. You got to support my people like Brother Yoel at the Underground Bookstore. Not these fake dudes that's on Sinetta show. Not them, because they're not doing anything and they're not presenting anything. If you don't like that I called them out, then you should get on the feed and confront me then. Don't do no videos. Confront me face to face.
Ooh. Facts.
Do videos, my nigga. I'm a real person. So here's the book right here. This is me getting ready to go to Morocco. You see that name right there, brother? It says Sabir Dubey. Nigga, I don't have no other name. You can't make up names when you're traveling like that, bro. And that says during the pandemic. This says 2022, right? You can't get on no plane, go around talk about I got a different name. Go ask them, let them see what they have when they travel. What does it say on there? Does it say their government name? Yeah, I'm pretty boyish. It says that. So this is a book called The Unknown Arabs as I'm getting ready to go from Spain into Morocco. So what do you think I was over there playing? Nah, B, I wasn't playing. I was working. Every day that I'm on these feeds, every time that I'm traveling, I'm working. I need a vacation. But we don't want real conversation. We don't want real truth.
Yeah, I'm just starting to seeing a lot of truthful interviews come out now. I ain't even know Momar had came over here and did an interview that all them years back.
A lot of people was, but you can't play both sides of the fence. That's why you even got Dr. York. You can't play both sides. That's why they can't. Well, we're gonna put Sabir at. Oh, we're gonna put Sabir. He's in the Moorish Science Temple of America, brother. He followed Noble Drew Ali. No, I don't follow nobody. I don't follow no man. Okay, make that very clear. Your forefathers were Arabs from Yemen who settled here over 5,000 years ago. Go tell your Terzaka, whoever, go tell them to go research. Go tell your Ankh to go debunk the facts. And if they haven't went to the places, how the hell you gonna debunk something when you never went there?
You sound like the boy when he was telling King James, "Go run, tell that."
How? Okay. You are the heir that they're talking about. And the brother told you earlier about who the Torag is. Remember the brother from the UK? Here's Muammar Gaddafi right here.
I definitely got to read that book. I seen it on the
No, buy it. Don't read it. Go to the underground bookstore and buy it. Spend the money, people. I keep trying to tell y'all. Stop acting like y'all broke, bro. We got money for everything else. Support the people. And I keep saying support the people. Y'all want everything for nothing. Support the people. Go call Yoel at the underground bookstore. Go get with my sister. I don't even know if Monique have it anymore, but support these brothers. Seriously. People kill me who don't even go nowhere. Somehow, you don't know my situation. Y'all don't know my situation. And this is the thing about people that don't understand. There's a movie with Kevin Hart, Foxy, and in that movie, Kevin Hart and Wesley Snipes. Kevin Hart said this in the movie. I forgot the name of the movie. He said, people don't care about what you're going through in private. All they want is a good show. That's it. How well do you perform? They don't care about what you're going through in private. You don't know what these people. I've been to Yoel. Listen, I've been to Yoel's house, nigga. I bought a book off it, but I didn't even have it for $300. I swear I didn't have it. But this is the type of person I am. He's on the line. He's on TikTok. I didn't even have $300, but I'm like, damn, I'm trying to joy him down, nigga. Like, come on, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I was. Yoel will tell you. He probably laughing right now. I was trying to joy him down. It's called The Negro in Our History. The Negro in Our History was $300, not the cheap one. But the book that he had was upstairs in his house. He had a table look like it was like a coffee table of books, nigga. I'm like, shit, I'm up there like geeking. And I'm like, yo, and I'm like, can I get it for this price? No, $300. I said, damn, I had to peel off $300. I didn't have it, but when I'm traveling, I don't have no, listen, my money go like this, Foxy. When I'm traveling, like this, no lie. I don't have nobody give me $5. Nobody's giving me $500, right? But I saw the book and I said, I got to have the book. And it took me back to what Thomas Jefferson said. Thomas Jefferson said, a library book is like capital. It lasts long as a house. Library book is like capital. It lasts as long as a house. So invest in the books, because I can market the book and sell a book for God knows how much I want to sell it for, just for me. People ask me to sign books. The sister just asked me to sign this dictionary. Can't make this up. She bought this off of me, right? Now, if I wanted to be smart, I can sign this and charge her more. She just asked me, could you sign this dictionary, Sabir? This is a law dictionary. She just asked me that. Can I sign it? And this is the thing that people don't understand. The most important thing is your signature. I remember KRS-One did something when we was in the Bronx one time. We was at a high school. And I remember KRS-One took a blank piece of paper, right? And I think their schools is called PS something. That's how they use their schools on the East and PS, right? Right, Foxy?
Yeah.
Okay.
PS.
It was PS something. So we in the room with the students. KRS-One pulls out a blank piece of paper. and draws his name on it, KRS1. He said, put it in the hallway. Come back 20 years from now, it's going to be worth something. I said, nigga, did he just? I said, what the? Like, what? This is why I don't sign things just to be signing things. This is why when you sign things, it's more money. This book right here, Edward Bernays' book has his signature in it. The original cost $25,000. $25,000 for Edward Bernays' original book with his handwriting in it and his signature in it. $25,000. Negroes don't understand the value in nothing, and that's why we failing. Because number one, we don't support the real people. We keep trying to find easy ways out of things and talk about, oh my God, brother, but I ain't got. Yeah, everybody got it. I got 2 little kids, nigga. You don't see me complaining on this feed all the time. I'm constantly paying. I constantly take care of my kids. It's not a day that go past every 3 days, boy. It's not $50, my nigga. Okay, it's not $50. So
you know what's crazy, brother Sapir? You know what's crazy is that people will get assigned a jersey of their favorite football team or basketball team that costs thousands of dollars, or get the ball signed, but here's this information here, these books
but never
that
pay
are
for it.
No.
Because they want something for nothing. This is why I'm not signing anything. I'm not doing a lot of things anymore. I'm not. For what? Because you don't understand. You don't respect it. None of you respect it. You get on his feed because you get stuff for free every day. That's why. Every day you get, well, you're supposed to do that. No, I ain't supposed to do nothing but take care of my children. That's what I'm supposed to take care of. My little ones is who I'm supposed to take care of. Not you. Nah, not you. Because you don't care about my kids. You don't care if they ate. You don't care if I ate. And this is just the reality. So I can get on this feed every single day, give you free information, and all people will do is try to find books and then turn around. And I just said, go support. Yoel is not paying me to promote his store, but I respect him. I respect Monique. And when you see me in places doing things, I respect the places that I go to. You sit on his feed and I spend money in those places. You don't spend money on my feed. I could probably count on one hand how many people do it. Jamal is on here. He does a lot. So my point is that I have not obligated to do anything for anybody. And when I leave this, I'm done. I'm cool. I'm content. I'm cool. We don't respect. And that's what I saw with Sonetta. He didn't respect when I was there. He didn't respect it. So one person can mess it up for a lot of people. One person. Period. And I'm not complaining. No. I'm just letting you know how it is. Because if you did, everybody would be supporting right now if you really wanted to. I shouldn't even have to ask people to support or donate anything. They should be doing it automatically. You follow me? So it's 1:30 over here in the morning. So this is another one in the book, The Unknown Arab. Having shown that the idea of what the original Arab looks like is inaccurate. But this is the book that you must have. You got to have this book to understand, people. The Arabs of the past and the Arabs of the present. And I was there. Black and brown and white. They didn't use those terms back then, people. Black and these terms, black and white, are modern day terms. They're not ancient terms. And it meant different things. The so-called African Americans didn't mean a color like that of most so-called Africans either. It was totally different. The language was different, but we don't want to pay for this type of knowledge. We want everything for free.
Yeah, so like even with how you saying it, it's like it's interesting to look at it differently now. It's like I did want to pay for a certificate or a degree to go to that school, but yeah, it's like trying to wrap my mind around. All right, well, pay $50,000 to learn more about the Arabs. Who's gonna wrap their mind around that? It doesn't even compute today.
Well, Europeans study everything about us. That's why they're ahead. That's why they're ahead of the game. This is the book I took. This is the book I took with me to Morocco. I took that to Morocco with me. That book. Here it is. You want to see it? Like to see it? Here it go. This is it right here, Foxy. This is the book I took to Morocco with me. I was there with it, right? So this is another book. These are all my books, right? So when I was over there, right? Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find that one. When I was there, you would think they want to ask me these questions, but no, it's Sabir. That's why they don't want to ask me those questions, because they don't want to be wrong. It's okay. I'm gonna say if I don't know something, I'm gonna let you know I don't know. I'm gonna say, let me get back with you.
Right.
That's
So
just how.
it seemed like they even they put like a roadblock maybe even for freelance journalism, because they didn't show. It's like just recently, now you're starting to able to physically see the areas of North Africa. Before it wasn't like this. They would only be on the news and then it show like all the atrocities and what's going on. And
Well,
then
it depends on who you are. See, this is the thing. When people speak, you got to go for yourself to see it for yourself. Did they really do that?
Mhm. But it's
So,
beautiful, yeah. But it's like the beautiful as the landmass is well kept where the mosque are at. Is, you know, in our minds from seeing movies and seeing the news, is, you know, like ruins. It's like Carthage. It's like
but that's
Rome.
what
It's
they
like,
show you. It's the same thing until you pay people like me, which y'all don't want to pay me. I will go to these places. It's like you showing, they show the bad part of New York, or they show the bad part of Chicago, or they show the bad part of Philadelphia. It's no different. Unless you go yourself, then you will see, and you would take people to the places that they don't show you. So when I was in these places, I'm taking you to places that they don't take you. This is what it is. I am the journalist, but you don't pay the journal. You don't pay me. This is in Morocco. This is the treaty right there in red, right there. That's the Treaty of Peace and Friendship on the wall. This is George Washington with the Sultan. This is what I mean.
You said a treaty
This,
of black people.
no, the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. You stupid. That's there, right? So let me show you what I saw when I was in the museum in Philadelphia yesterday. You got to mute your mic, Stan, because you got a lot of stuff going on, fam.
No, I think it's somebody else's mic.
So this is in the museum. All right. Y'all got to mute your mics, B. This is in the museum here in Philadelphia. Y'all probably never even saw that before. What the hell is that?
Oh wow.
Let me show you something. You want to see how crazy this is? This is in Philadelphia. I did a trip. I wish I can stay here longer. I'll do another one. So here it is. Let me show you what it says. 1843 to 1871. Likely painted in Tangiers, Morocco. Good God Almighty. What did I just show you in Tangiers? Who was there? I got pictures when I was in Tangiers, Morocco. This is when you go do the research back and forth. See, they can't debunk something if you didn't go there. So this is in the museum in Philadelphia when I was there yesterday. Yeah, kind of crazy, right? Let me show you another one that was in the museum, in the Philadelphia Art Museum where Rocky ran up the steps at. Here's another one. That's the Arab chief. Huh? An Arab chief? What? Let's pull up his name. Give me 1 second. Let's pull up his name and Google his name. Y'all like to go to Google, right? Here you go, Fox. Look him up. Here you go. That's his name right here. An Arab chief. What? This is yesterday. And the most famous painting in the Philadelphia Art Museum would be this one. Right here. The Moorish chief. You notice it's not the same day. That's the most famous painting. And he got a fez on his head. And when I showed that dude that was in the hallway, he said, that's always been an interesting painting. That's what he said. That's the Moorish chief. So when you go bounce from place to place and start putting this puzzle together, start making so much sense like this. Let me show you another one that they have at the art museum. But I have, these are my books. Yarrow Mamat, whatever. I can't even pronounce his name, but he was a Fulani Muslim. You can look him up. He's Fulani. These are both of my books. He's Fulani, right? Now let me show you how crazy this is. Let's find, where's his painting at? Here you go. Now, this is in the museum also in Philadelphia. There you go. Look him up. And
yeah, name sounded like could be Spanish. Carbo, Marano Carbo.
Yeah, he is Spanish. You ain't see the plaque? He was not him, but the dude was Spanish.
Yeah, he was born in Spain. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. See what I'm saying? So when you go to Spain, you come back, you start putting all these puzzles together, and people think it's easy. No, it's very hard to do this. Look him up too. Like he got disappointed because he was doing a lot of stuff, but he was a slave. And it was actually, his house is in Georgetown. His house is on Georgetown's campus. I was there. If you punch in my name, go punch in Sabir Bey at Georgetown, you're going to see me in Georgetown at the Masjid. Let me see if I can pull that up too. When I went down to Georgetown, and the girl was at the store today too. Again, they always at the stores, and I was telling them about him, and they said, "Really? I didn't know that." She said, "I wanted to go to Georgetown." That's what she said. I wanted to go to Georgetown. Here you go, right here. You can look this up. Now that's in Philadelphia. Here's the Masjid. That's on Georgetown's campus. You can look it up. That's me, and that's the Masjid, Georgetown. So you think I just be sitting home doing nothing? No, I don't do that. I really be in these places. Look them up, and you'll find it. You see, it says Georgetown University at the bottom. At the bottom, Georgetown University. Muslim life. Really? Y'all still having these silly arguments? So the Moors never, ever wanted to enslave anybody. And that's what they're telling y'all. So let me go a little further before I'm almost finished. Don't worry about it. I'm going to show you. Let's find where the history was on the Moors. Oh, matter of fact, let's go to this one, Unknown Arabs. One more time, bro. This is the Unknown Arabs. Everything can be fact-checked. In fact, not opinion. Tell Ankh it's a fact, not opinion. In fact, Africa is called by the Arabs the brown continent. Not the ancient black gods of Egypt. No. How many languages do these cats speak? Anybody on Instagram want to debunk what I'm saying? If you want to debunk it, you got to do the research. So this is in the book called The Unknown Arabs. You can get it. Y'all should get the book. It help you out. Then you got to go to the places. You got to mute your mic, brother. You got to say something because there's a lot going on in your background. Hold up. I'm going to show you some more Arabs, y'all. You ready? Now, this is what I showed the guy from Nigeria. Today, I showed the dude from Nigeria this. The Hausa is a very large Arab tribe found in northern Nigeria. Do you think they talk about this one? I don't think so. Ooh, they don't tell you about them. Remember what I told you? Don't believe nothing I'm saying. Fact check it. Fact check everything. I don't need you to follow me, believe me, worship me, none of that. Just debunk what I'm saying step by step. I bet you and this is the crazy part, Foxy, they would try to go Google something and try to figure it out on Wikipedia. If that's a good source to find something on.
No, because that changes. Anybody can go in there and change it up. You, myself,
yes,
we can put whatever we want on Wikipedia.
But this is what they do. They can't debunk anything I'm presenting to them. Not at all.
I got a book. You ever heard of the series of books called The Age of Faith?
Nope.
It's a 4-part series. I got that. And it goes back before, like I was saying about Iraq and their libraries they got over there.
I've been to a lot of libraries in these countries, bro. Trust me when I tell you. I got stuff that y'all would never probably see the light of day. Trust me when I tell you. I got stuff that I don't even show people no more. The Moors were not interested in converting people. You see this? People they met in Spain. So for the record, the Moors were never interested in converting nobody. That's not what the Moors did. But you listen to these conscious black people, I'm going to tell you, because they converted all. They can force them into Islam. They forced them into, no, you don't know what Islam is. Islam been and has always been. Islam has always been here. You just don't know what Islam is because you listen to Sarnetta and them shows. That's why. Islam has always been here. Peace has always been here. If that makes sense. If that one will make sense. So when you read history, right, you would know who this person is also. Sundiata Keita, the Lion King. Go look him up. Oh, I got books. This is one of my books on him. It's called The Manding Charter. Look it up. Mandeen, the Manding Charter. So Islam had forbidden slavery. Sundiata Keita was fighting. They wanted to kill this mother nigga. Y'all don't know about him in history? What do you know about Sundiata Keita? In European, it took it and made it the Lion King.
Wow.
That's what he was called, the Lion King. That's where they got the Lion King from. You don't never watch the storyline of the Lion King? Go look it up.
I never heard of this man either, so I didn't know that.
I swear it's a history. I was in Barcelona. No, I was in Madrid, right? So they had the Lion King played over there. Now you know me. It was raining, right? These motherfuckers were standing in line, right? So they was from the United States and they was doing a play of the Lion King in Madrid, Spain. So I'm walking through, the line, and they telling me the Lion King, it's a big sign was outside the Lion King. I said, you know that? I said, you know the story about the Lion King? They said, no. I said, it's heard of Sundiata Keita? He's called the Lion King. They said, what? So they standing there and they looking it up. They said, what? Punch in, no lie, Fox. Look up Sundiata Keita, the Lion King. No lie. Look him up. Watch what you see. Sundiata Keita, the Lion King. Right? But if you read, hunger is not a good thing. Slavery is not a good thing. So this is long before the Atlantic slave trade, my G. Long before the Atlantic slave trade. So we was doing it, enslaving each other, but you got these conscious cats to tell you we weren't. No, brother, the Arabs enslaved us. No, there it is right there. Slavery is not a good thing, right? Then it goes down. War will never destroy villages to capture slaves. Okay? See that? And this means that no man should what? No one should put bites into the mouth of his fellow man to sell him. So this is long before the Europeans started enslaving us. So what did this have? What am my point? I'm saying when they saw us fighting one another, they would arm the people that can influence the people, if that makes sense. So you follow people that has an influence on people that will put you directly back in slavery. Any debunkers? Look up the Manding Charter. Start putting two and two together. Did you look it up?
I just saw the book. They have it on Amazon, but I'm trying to look up the more information. But it does say the Lion King. Sundiata is, they have it as the Lion King of Mali.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Ain't that kind of crazy, right? But this, you're not being taught this on them shows, right? So if you touched on this subject, right, then what happens, that would actually open up Pandora's box. All this black talk go out the door, right? So let me show you how crazy this is. Remember I told you, this is in Portugal when I was there in 1147. Remember I told you we wasn't called black or none of these things? The conquest of Lisbon from the Moors. The war has always been on us, man. This is in 1147. So after the 1500s, we were called all these other things. So we were Moors before that. They don't want you to know this, but Europeans study this. Oh, they study it. Let me show you another one. This is all this is in Portugal. Let me give you another one. I'm giving you timelines, B. And again, in order for you to debunk it, you got to go there, right? To debunk. This is 1373. Let me see if I can blow this up for you. Again, 1372, 1373, conquered from the Moors by King Alfonso in 1147. Oh, damn. Is it registering yet? Why they don't want you to talk about the Moors? They can't have you talk about the Moors. Oh, they can't do that. So I'm gonna show you in Portugal again. I'm in Portugal on this picture right here. It's called Central Cabo Verde, which y'all will call Cape Verde. And the book that I'm holding in my hand is called Portuguese in West Africa. You can look up this place called Central Cultural Cabo Verde, but in English, you always say Cape Verde. That's called Cabo Verde, people. So you got to study the history about what happened in Portugal. I was there, right? So when I was there, I'm looking at stuff like this. Give me 1 second. The 7 castles. Give me 1 second. Not that one. Just move this out the way. Not that one yet. It's called the 7 castles. There it is. You can look this up too, Foxy. I went to 4 of these castles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you see me pointing to the Moorish head. I went to 4 of these castles. Each place took me about 2 to 3 hours just to get to these places. It wasn't in the same spot. You literally have to be on the train for 2 or 3 hours. This is what I mean, that none of this stuff is free. You literally have to take the time and the money, and none of it's free. I'm not getting funded $50,000 for this. So y'all getting it for free. You ain't even pay for a flight, but you're getting it for free. Okay. So when I'm over there, I'm doing this types of works. I'm gonna show you something else about Claremont, my sister. I went to Claremont College, walking through here. Look at this. The Moors in West Africa in the beginning of the Portuguese slave trade. I went to Claremont. It's in California.
Wow.
So before all of these things, you talk about the slave trade. Let's talk about this. Why do you think Dr. Greg Carr and them don't talk about this? Do you think they know?
Oh, yeah, they know.
You think Dr. Greg Carr and them know? So why they not telling you? So who's doing y'all dirty? It ain't Sabir. I was in Claremont. I think if you punch my name and you probably find my punching Sabir Bay at Claremont College. I walked through there. But that's what happened before all of this. And this is why my sister said earlier, it's a whole new generation we got to teach. We got to teach these young people who the Moors are. They didn't dirty this thing down so bad, sister, that nobody wants to deal with this. And this is why I said I never stopped. And none of them cats could ever get me to stop. You can't. And you don't have enough money to make me stop. All you can do is try to debunk everything that I'm saying. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here's another one. Look him up.
You know what I just seen today? I seen a billboard that said, it simply just said, we need more black teachers.
No, we don't. We need
I knew you was going to say that.
Like, we just need teachers, brother. Look him up right here. Ramadan Ibn Wati. Look him up. And they said you will never find his name in history books. You will never find that. Huh?
What's his name?
Right there.
I really can't see my screen.
I gotta type it in for y'all too.
No, just say the name.
Ramadan, right here. Ramadan Ibn Wati.
Oh, okay.
I
All right,
mentioned
yeah.
it earlier.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Yeah, I definitely gotta do my homework on that, brother. All right.
Now watch how many people do a video later on and say, well, guess what I found? I'm gonna tell y'all. Then somebody gonna send me a video directly back to me. No, look him up. You will never be taught him in school.
Yeah.
Never be taught about him in school.
Cause I seen years ago a Native American brother was giving a speech at forum. It might have been one of the UN forums, and he was like, yeah, you know, I'm here to tell y'all that the Muslim brother, and he was breaking it down. I just didn't know what name he was saying, but he was like, yeah, I'm going in.
It's many different. It's a lot of them, brother. It's
No,
a lot.
not at all.
It's a whole lot of these cats out here. And this is Barack Obama sitting inside here talking to the king of Morocco. You got to mute your mic, fam. So I told everybody before, and I'm gonna say this again. This book, this is just the beat up version. This book called Africa versus America. Everybody should have this book. I keep trying to tell y'all. Africa versus America, everybody should have. Let me just show you. That's the ones I carry with me. But let me show you something, what it looks like. And about Barack Obama. His picture was in Morocco when I was there. This is the book right here. And trust me, if you find this book, it's not the authentic one, people. Somebody said they got the wrong one. So this is the original one right here. It looks like this. And in this book, it explained the connection. That's the lady that wrote the book. She was giving it to the king of Morocco, making the connection between Africa and America.
But that's pseudo, brother.
It's pseudo. Now, how could it be pseudo, dude? When you didn't go there, dude. You know how many places, dude, I went to in Morocco, Spain, trying to find this book. And the book was in Spanish, and I was willing to pay $200 for the Spanish version. I was all over Spain trying to find it until I got the English text of the book. If it's pseudo, you got to read it, but they're not going to read all of this. They're not going to read this. If it's pseudo, it's too much reading. So in order for it to be pseudo, you got to read it.
They on to them pseudo people now. They just go throw the word out there.
I'm going to give you some more before I go. This is one of my books y'all should get too. Look this up too. The Pope that went to the Muslim university, the oldest university. This is my book.
Just like any.
Huh? What happened, Foxy? I don't know what Foxy said.
Their comeback is it's pseudo.
That's the typical. They got to look up what pseudo means. It means false and fake. How could this be fake when I'm showing it to you?
Exactly.
So if this is fake, right? If this fake, right? Why don't you look up Pope Sylvester II and tell me if that's fake? That's one of my books I did. That's my picture though that I took when I was in the oldest university in the world. If it's fake, right? Since they like to go to look up stuff online, go look up Pope Sylvester and tell me if I'm lying or not. And ask the question, why would a French Pope go to a Muslim university? Why? Why would he go to a Muslim university? Right? But you have your kids in a white man university.
Mm-hmm.
Conscious dudes. Right? So this is the oldest university. This is another one of my books. I was there. This is the oldest university in the world. If you did your research, it's by a Muslim sister named Fatima Farah. That's my book too. You can get it. Okay. That's the oldest university in the world right there. So what they have to do is they have to hide all this information from y'all. So if the Anki's watching, if the Cesariacs is watching, set it up tomorrow. You can actually get at me. But make sure you drop something in the Zelle, PayPal, or Chime if you want to try me. I hope y'all send this to them next time they say something on YouTube or leave a comment on YouTube or whatever. Tell them to say, well, if Sabir is pseudo, then why don't you put up some money and challenge him? Oh, matter of fact, you can come to his feed for free. and just present your facts, not your feelings. That sound fair? Facts, not feelings. Oh, this is a book, Foxy. Yo, this book right here is crazy, right? I just got this book right here too. It's called Race Law Cases. Yo, this book was $106. Can't make this up. Yo, when I tell you, hold up, where's it at? This book is crazy, sis. I'm trying to tell you. So it reminds me of my other book called Race Law Stories. If y'all want this book too, again, you can email me. I can send this book to you. But Race Law Stories book, they classified as Chinese people as black. Chinese people was classified as black. So it had nothing to do with complexion, people. It was a status that you were under. So everything I'm showing you can be researched, is facts. Okay? So let me see if I can pull it up real fast for you. What did I do with it? Here it is. Right there. This is in Race Law Stories. Give me 1 minute. So if any of them trying to debunk me, tell them to go do the research and then debunk what I'm saying. Chinese were black because they were not white. So tell them to do their research and to get out their feelings on this. And I'm open for this lecture on all of these subjects. And then this is a book I have called Race Law Stories. If you want that book too, you can get that one also. It's all available, baby. Okay? And this is what I brought up to Ankh, but you didn't hear him speak about nothing on this either, sister. I asked him about El Fasad. That's my book. That's what Egypt was called before it was called Egypt. I ordered this book. It was better than that though. This book came from Israel. It's called El Fasad. I tore that book up. It took me a month to get my book, a month and a half. I think about a month. Yeah, but ask them about that. Ask Ankh and them why they never responded to that, and why they keep calling Egypt by the Greek word. Woo! You know, so they just got to keep real, man. So listen, I got to get ready to go, y'all. My email is right there. Please show your love, show your support if you love this content. I did for
anyone from a simple resident living at
an hour 52 minutes. Please share it out, and please don't send me none of their videos unless you send these videos to them and tell them to reach out to Sabir. I don't run from nobody. I don't hide from nobody. But my sister told me today, elevate, vibrate higher than them. Okay? I'm not concerned about what they say, what videos they put out there. If they're that great, they can come and I'll let them speak for 20 minutes or 15 minutes with some facts, not their feelings. So you can send this to Ankh, to Zariak, Sadnetta, whoever else needs to hear this. And do it in love, people, because I don't hate nobody. It's all love with me. But they got to be real. They got to be real. So hit me up, email me. It's right there in the yellow.
Wake up.
Gotta go. Vibrate.
Brother, yeah.
It ain't easy being a lyrical legend. I ain't the average old schooler. I stay sharp with this lyrical weapon. My main art's in the spiritual section, but some dudes ain't hearing this lesson. So I buckshot with the Smith & Wesson. Clips go into the weapon. If I bring the Mac 10 from the West Coast, I'm aiming it into your section. Rip rhymes with a Tech 9 and a 40 block. When I'm teaching a lesson, I'll even bring an M1 and leave an impression. A mean one, a clean one. You never seen one till I sweep up with the machine gun. When the teacher comes, you see them run. First album cover with the peanut guns. Put my piece up.
You heard what he said, Foxy? When the teacher come, you see them run. That's what they was doing.
And you one, a clean one. You never seen one till I sweep up with the machine gun. When the teacher comes, you see them run. First album cover with the peanut guns. For my peace, love, and unity, I'ma have to steal your funds. Why you be so dumb? You need to run. Look around. My delivery is hot, like when the pizza comes. Don't fuck around.
Y'all better share it out, baby.
continue to ignore the word, you gotta go through the same field. Rearrange your mind and have you speak out your word. You putting seeds in your brain field. Corporations treating you like sheep that like herb. But they are rest one day real. Listen to the teacher as he speaks out the word. You gonna rise if you stay real.
Gonna rise if you stay real.
Easy being a lyrical icon. When I turn my mic on, rappers start shaking like beans when their pipes gone. I'm squeezing the mic like a python. You got it quite wrong. The guru. Step into the arena with the teacher and your life gone. These rappers are immoral. They right wrong. KRS-One is immortal. His career's quite long. This won't take long. I'm spitting on mics because I'm made for this. Be clear, I spit that miracle, hip-hop lyrical craziness. The bartender, the airbender, I spit, you see the waviness. I don't criticize or knock nobody's style, but I'ma stay with this. The traditional, the lyrical is every day for Chris. I strip these beats down to their nakedness. Ain't nothing fake with this.
Share it out, people.